to just give that many people control over, such a small set of choices that can really determine where even your character walks, which will determine, if you even advance in the game. And it turns into this whole scientific experiment kind of, and it's so interesting to watch, and it makes you think about the possibilities for the future. Like maybe they do this with other games, or
exactly.
Maybe some kind of different style of game is invented from this, like multiple people playing the same thing. I don't know.
Here are two players, of course, by the way, Creator and Solar, our first two players to participate in our Protoss versus Zerg race match. And as you can see, Solar's stats here on screen, he has not dropped a single map to Protoss, so he's a great player to have in your arsenal when you're playing this. He's, of course, dropped maps to Protosses. He did not get out of his Protoss group. He lost to Rain, if I'm not mistaken, in the final best of 3, so he didn't actually get through. Looks like the players are ready in the lobby. Bel'Shir-Vestige is our very first map. Looks like we're going to jump into it right away, so don't go anywhere. See you guys inside.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Down here in the bottom right to start things off, the red Protoss for Team P. He is, of course, Creator Prime.
Not having very much success yesterday. We'll see if he can change it up against his opponent for Samsung Galaxy Con. Also for Team Z, it's Solar. Not dropping a single map against Protoss in the regular season. We're calling him the Protoss Killer. And still was not actually able to get out of Codes. So we'll see how well he does today.
Who's like, in this whole world, I am playing a game with the, am I really playing a game with the most handsome Kang Min-soo, which is Solar's name.
Yeah. And he just says he's really, really handsome, and Solar's a bit taken aback by this.
Solar's like, what? Why do you say this?
Well, I think Creator's very taken with Solar, and he wants to be handsome too.
Yeah. Solar's just like, what? He's like a hunter that has 3 secrets.
He's serious, he says. Well, let's see how this game plays out.
It's so funny seeing Solar's reaction. Like, it actually seems like he's confused.
Well, the thing is, like, Solar is very handsome, but my only concern is that he really needs to get his hair under control. I mean, just look at him over there on the booth. He's it's not very tame.
It's like the beginnings of a small bush.
Yeah, it's I don't know, how do I describe this? It's just it's like not messy enough, and it's not clean enough. It's like two in the middle. Like, it's not shaggy, but it's not well kept. Like, it just needs to do something else.
We always see it before he gets his hair did by those makeup ladies, but it's always so messy. But then he gets it kind of straightened out a little bit, and it kind of looks like that messy but still sort of okay look that you're talking about, and it's always very confusing.
Yeah, it certainly is, and it sticks out of his headset a lot of the time too. You guys have seen it before. I know I've talked about it before. I don't know. I mean, I guess he is pretty handsome. Maybe Creator really likes that type of hairstyle. I myself find that Creator's hairstyle is much more standard. So
I don't know who DK is, but
I think that's David Kim, maybe.
Ah, okay. He said like good players play Protoss or something.
Yeah, I think that's what he's trying to say. Like, don't nerf them. Well, you're always playing with girls.
He says because you're handsome and something else. We're like trying to translate this on the fly. We're like not even paying attention to the game.
He's really jealous, he says, of Creator. And Creator says that he's really jealous. He's really jealous of Solar. Well, I'm sure they both get a lot of girls. I think that's what I've learned from this.
And that said, you want to see a win streak? Oh, you want to see a win streak, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's pretty scary. All right. Well, I'm like you focus on the Korean, I'll focus on the game.
you take a second, take a
okay,
step
so we have
back
a
and
robotics. We have a robotics going up right now. Gases are being taken. I think we had double hatch before pool. And
they're both like just having a compliment war now.
Yeah.
They're like, "You're so handsome," and the other guy's like, "Oh, you're so good. Like, you're so good at this game."
Exactly. Well, I suspect that with the timing of this robotics, we're either going to see an immortal timing or he's going to try to go for a warp prism drop with the sentries he's getting out. I have a feeling I had a feeling it was going to be warp prism drop, but he's adding the immortal now, so it's going to be the opposite, in fact.
And look at this Solar coming in with this Overlord. He's going to see everything. This is the best scouting Overlord.
Well,
and Solar isn't happy with this. He sees it. He's like, "Oh man, really?"
No, exactly. Well, we'll see. I mean,
he's like, even though I know it, I can't stop it. Like, even though I know you're doing this, it's still so hard to stop.
Yeah.
It's so funny, like, Creator's been the guy just throughout this whole race war thing. He's just been the one who talks the most and, like, fools around the most.
Yeah, he's like, he's actually, like, just being really chatty, like, not what I expected. Yeah. And they're both just disagreeing. Creator's saying, like, of course you can stop it. And he's like, no, I can't.
Go.
Oh, it took me a while to figure out what, like, nup meant, but now I'm like, oh, it's just nerf, like... You got to nerf it.
Oh, wow. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, what is that?
So, you're just talking about he needs to nerf it.
Sometimes the problem you have when you're not fluent in a language, but you know some of it, you're like, is that? What is that?
That's an English word, it turns out, yeah.
Yeah, especially with Korean where we have so many English words coming over to Korean.
Yeah. Well, here comes the Warp Prism. Now let's find out if Solar's fears are true or if Creator's theory that this can in fact be stopped will hold true. Got the probe out as well, so we will be able to make pylons and use the warp prism to micro his immortals. So that's really, really important. There's a lot of Zerglings over here. He's going to try to bait out some force fields. He doesn't really have a flank setup on the other hand. Needs to save that probe.
He's trying to get around. He does catch a Sentry and a Zealot. That's pretty nice for Solar. Now some decent force fields are going to actually stop these Zerglings from coming in from behind. More Zerglings are going to come from behind, but even more force fields are going to stop it, but needs some more Zealots.
Yeah, he needs a few more Zealots. Are being warped in. Perfect warp in there right in front of those Immortals to protect them. And this is looking really bad for Solar. He lost basically everything, did not eliminate the pylon. The Warp Prism is still holding strong. +1 wasn't even finished. Now it is. And, well, I
She's
think that's
not paying attention.
It's really strong. I'm serious.
Yeah, that is what Solar said. Spine Crawler being made at the front, 3, should say. But this push is coming in. We have the Warp Prism as well. A lot of force fields were used, but he has so many sentries, and he's had them for a while.
Yep, Time Warp goes down here, and good force fields isolating the roaches. These Spine Crawlers, only one of them will finish. Attacks once only, and is killed, not even killing the sentry. The drone's all dying here. And Creator, I guess he got into Solar's head a little bit here.
He chatted so much, he just made Solar chat so much, and Solar's like, well, I guess Solar was right.
Everyone
he saw it coming.
I was like, Creator chatted more, and chatting takes too much APM. Zerg takes more APM, and that's why he lost, because they both chatted the same, but Zerg's too hard to play. You can't chat and play Zerg. Cross so easy. You can chat and play it.
That was it, man. That was 100% it.
That's the reason. That's what's happening here. Oh my God! Somebody called David Kim.
He's like, I'm sorry, friend.
I'm sorry, my friend. Well, he says thanks. I think he's trying to say, like, be thankful because
Thanks because you're Protoss.
Yeah.
Try to think about that, like, give thanks.
Yeah.
And
GG.
GG is called. Solar actually just looked pissed a little bit. And Kratar's like, yeah, okay, I'll thank Protoss.
Well, that was not what I expected at all. First of all, Creator did an all-in. That doesn't happen very often. Second of all, the chatting. Third of all, Solar I expected to defend much better, especially after scouting. I don't know what went wrong there because I had half my brain occupied with the chat, half my brain trying to figure out what was happening in the game. I think he should have just waited longer to engage. He tried to commit to an attack with the Zerglings and it didn't work. Creator's like, ha ha ha.
He looks pretty happy with that one.
I think he's going to go talk to him.
He's in like such a good mood, like such a chatty mood. And now he's sitting next to Solar. He wants to chat a little bit
Solar's
more.
like, I actually would rather.
He's
Sulky,
like, I
can
actually don't want to talk to you. Like, can you go back over there?
Sulky, can we talk? I gotta talk to Sulky for a minute. So, yeah, I was just thinking maybe you could talk to somebody else.
Go talk to your Protoss buddy over there. Don't come over here. This is the Zerg table.
See how he's got those hairs on top of his head that stick up a little bit? But it's not like all of his hair is sticking up.